Alright everybody, it's Jellyboy 33 here again for our week 3 battle versus BlazingBlade this time actually from Division A. And this is the team we're ended up rocking out with: Conkeldurr, Weezinggaller, Steelix, Kyurem, Espeon, Vikavolt. This will be the first time Espeon will be able to come in, and the first time Vikavolt might be able to actually put in some work for us this time. I know I still haven't bring in the Cursola, but I actually don't think there's not many matchups that I can just bring her to. I think the bulky Corsola would have been better, Corsola G. But anyways, we're bringing the Guts Flame Orb Conkeldurr again, because it'll be able to shred through anything, especially his Tyranitar or his Haxorus, as long as there's no defensive investments. And then it kind of just hits neutral for everything on his team at the very least, except for the Decidueye, which we have knockoff for. And then Weezinggaller, this is kind of just to hard counter his Haxorus, whether he hits EQ or Outrage, two of the most common moves. Poison Jab will hurt us a little bit, but for the most part we'll be able to bring this into almost anything, and then also we'll be able to soak up any especially defensive hits. I don't have any defensive investments because, again, we're bringing the Steelix to be able to soak up any defensive hits. So these two should be able to hard counter his Haxorus. If he decides to bring it, then this Kyurem we're bringing with the Life Orb so we can swap up the moves, because, again, it tears through most of his team. It's able to hit neutral or super effective on anything, and Kyurem just hits like a truck on almost anything that anybody brings. We're bringing Scarfed Espeon with Magic Bounce, just in case he likes to go for some bulky toxic plays or something with his Mons. And we're going to Choice Scarf so we can outspeed any of his Scarfers. And we're bringing Psychic, Psychic Shock, just to be able to hit on whichever side we feel more comfortable hitting on. Dazzling Gleam tears through his team, and then Shadow Ball just to hit the Decidueye again. And then we have this Vikavolt here with Choice Specs. I put max speed investments in, so maybe we'll be able to outspeed a few of his Mons, depending on how much speed investments he puts in. Although he does have a pretty fast team, we also... Like, I put a little bit, and I put some in HP, so he'd be able to soak up at least one hit, and we can lead off with the Sticky Web so that the Vikavolt can get more done later. And then Steelix has Stealth Rocks if we want to set up some late game rocks for his Charizard if he decides to bring it. If he brings a lot of his Flyers, we'll not lead Vicky, we'll lead Steelix instead, and take it how it goes. But see you guys in the game. Alright guys, and we're getting into it. So he decided to bring both the Haxorus, the Tyranitar, two of the Flyers, Keldeo, and the Gallade. Alright, so he's most likely going to lead either just Tyranitar or Haxorus, most likely. He could lead Gallade. Either way, I'm feeling strong with... should we go Vikavolt here? We could go Vikavolt or the Steelix to set up some of the rocks for the... I think rocks will help against his Flyers. Yeah, he could go for EQ here. We could just set up the rocks, or we could go for a Heavy Slam. Let me pull up damage calculator real fast as well. I think I'm just going to set up the rocks. Yeah, he does go for the Earthquake. We set up the rocks. I wouldn't doubt that he's Choice Banded. So we're just going to go into Vikavolt here. And then from here, let's see. Vikavolt, and Tyranitar. Tyranitar, Bug Buzz does 60. I don't think many of his Mons get defog, so we'll risk setting up the Sticky Webs here. I'm also choice specs, so now I'm just gonna immediately swap out for this Glade into I could go Steelix again, start sacking this thing off. I'll be able to eat probably one of anything and get a safe switch into my Espeon. So we'll go ahead and do that. He goes for Stone Edge, we resist that, and it's a critical hit. And we can just go for a Dragon Tail here for whatever wants to come in case, yeah, he's choice banded into, probably choice banded into that. We get the Braviary out actually, which is huge. How much does a Steelix? How much does a Steelix do to a Braviary? Heavy Slam does about 50, so we can just hit Heavy Slam here. He actually takes me out, that's fine. We're just gonna go into our Kyurem and go for an Ice Beam here. Should be able to fire off this Ice Beam. He might swap into the Keldeo, which could be a problem. But I've been running Freeze Dry on this thing, so if he did his research, that might scare him off. No, he doesn't. We just get the free kill onto the Braviary. And now he goes into Charizard. I'm scared we don't outspeed this thing, and I don't want to sack this thing off just yet, so I'm going to swap into Weezing here and eat whatever he wants to go for. And now we can fire off a pretty free Thunderbolt. His Haxorus probably doesn't want to come in. And we hit super effective for almost all of his mons with this fairy type move, so we'll just go for that. The only thing we don't hit is this Charizard, but I think we'll be able to take it out in 2 hits. Two hits here, if he does decide to stay in. And if he doesn't, we'll be able to at least get some damage off, and maybe force him out since well, he went for Dragon Rush, so he might be physical. He does swap into the Tyranitar. We should be faster than him, but he gets the buff to the speed. That does 32. Hopefully, I don't think. How much does a? I'm gonna go ahead and go for my move, but I don't know how much T-Tar does. Stone Edge, it does about 60 max. And that is what he goes, it does 75. Huh, did we outspeed? We did outspeed. So we should be able to take him out. Yeah, he swaps. So we'll just get some more free damage off with whatever. We should still be able to outspeed since we have the sticky webs up here. No, we don't outspeed. Okay. Either way, I'm gonna go into Espeon here. No, we'll make it. We'll bring some of his Pokemon down some more. We'll just go for the free T-Bolt here. I don't think we outspeed. What was Weezing's speed? Speed 240. If I had max speed, I don't know. Yeah, he swaps out. I go for T-Bolt. He sacks that off. Now he goes into his Haxorus, most likely. If he goes into his Haxorus, that might cause a problem for us. Especially if he decides to set up. We might be able to just go into Conkeldurr and then scare it out with. Yeah, so he's down 1 speed. I think we just go into Conkeldurr here take one of whatever he's going to throw at us, or if he decides to set up, we should still be... No. Then we want to go into Kirim. Kirim should be able to outspeed a plus... No, it doesn't. Espeon should be able to, though. Yeah, this Vikavolt, I'm going to use this Vikavolt for the rest of his team. He doesn't have any more flyers, so it should be able to outspeed since it has max speed investments. So we're going to go into Kirim here. He goes for Iron Tail. Unlucky he misses. But we're just going to drop a Draco at this point. Yeah. It'll hit neutral for anything he decides to swap in if it doesn't take it out in the first place. Drop the Draco. Minus special attack, that's Gallade down once he decide to bring in. He brings the Haxorus back in. Okay, we'll just go for a Draco again. It should do max, like, tons of damage. It actually does Oko. Yeah, I figured, unless he put some special defenses into it. And now we're -4, so he should be able to bring in this Keldeo, do whatever he wants with it. We're Life Orb, so we could stay in if we wanted to, because we probably will kill with a Shadow Ball or an Ice Beam. No, Ice Beam's resisted. Is it? I think Water resists Ice. Should just be able to go for a Shadow Ball here. That takes out the Keldeo. And then it's just the 20% Tyranitar, and we just go for Earth Power. And that'll be GG's. Good game to BlazingBlade. I think both of us have had a rough time trying to T-build and figure out time for this week, you know, with the coronavirus and everything going around. But it was GG's and good building. I know BlazingBlade's new, so I think he's doing pretty well for a new player, especially in the league. So I'm proud of him as well. I think him letting me set up the rocks in the sticky web caused an issue without bringing... He could have brought Defog on the Braviary to get rid of it. Or I think Tyranitar even learned it, to be honest. And Charizard. He could have brought multiple Defogs since Stealth Rock causes huge problems to his team in case he watches this. Just a little tip for him. But other than that, it was a close game. If I hadn't had those hazards up, it would have been a lot harder for me to get these Pokemon in and not let him swap around for free, because the Haxorus does cause major issues for almost any team out there. It just hits so hard. But GG's. Subscribe if you want to see more of the CBC tournament. Be sure to check out their YouTube channel linked in the description below. And we'll see you next week. Bye.